Feel ready.
So, we're on.
We're on.
So, the question today is, how can we make the world a better place today?
How can we make the world a better place today?
I've been mulling it over a lot, and one of the things that I learned recently, because I was talking to some people, but you want to talk to, like, random people, and you want to ask them how their day is, and then they'll explain things, then you'll become friends, and there you go. That's how you make friends, guys.
That's true. That's 100% true. If you just talk with people, they'll tell you exactly what they need and want in life, and you can just, like...
Yeah, no, it's a psychological thing, too, because if you ask somebody, like, about what they like, or, like, how, or whatever, they're more than likely going to tell you. If you don't, like,
100%.
push yourself to do it, though. If it's just, like, a nonchalant thing, they'll probably be like, yeah, my day is whatever. But otherwise, it's pretty creepy if you're, like, pushing it on somebody.
Yeah, it can be.
Yeah, it can be. So, what's something that you could do to make the world a better place today?
You know, I was thinking also about it, and just, like, cleaning up the world just a little bit. Like, you don't have to clean up the global warming or, like, the atmosphere or whatever. Just, like, how about you start with just the space around you?
Yeah, like you clean up
just
your
like,
room, or, like, your yard, or...
Clean up your room, clean up your car, clean up just clean a little bit.
That'll make your brain a lot happier, too.
It will, because you're in clean space.
Exactly, and you did it, so you feel productive.
100%.
Isn't that wild how we could just, like, make our brains do that? Like,
awesome,
it's a very interesting subject where if you, like we said, if you do clean up your space, you feel productive and you feel good. But if you're sitting there and doing nothing, and you're just in a pigsty, like my desk right now, you feel like shit.
It's true. Like, honestly, if my room was a mess for, like, 2 weeks, and I didn't want to work out or do anything. And then I cleaned it, and I was, like, instantly, I went on a run, like a 2-mile run.
Yeah, no, dude, seriously, it does do that. Like, after we moved into this place, the room's nice and empty, you know? And after we got all the boxes, like, taken out and whatever, I had the instinct to basically just start working out again. So
yeah.
Now I'm just kind of doing that every day. I skip weekends because you need rest days, but I do Monday through Friday now. I actually just finished my workout, and I took a shower, and here I am. Also, I learned my hair is long enough for a ponytail now.
Oh my gosh. Don't even go there.
So
what was that?
Delilah was laying down for a while, and then I looked over, and she was sitting up, and she scared the bejesus out of me.
Nice.
So another way to, like, I don't know, make people happy, or, like, helping just, like, the general atmosphere of places is just being nice to somebody, even if, like, they don't super deserve it sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Like, if there's a coworker that's been an asshole to you, you wanna just, like, talk to them and ask them if they're okay. Because more times than not, it's not because they want to be an asshole. It's because they've had a bad day. And there's something not right going on.
And sometimes people just need a little pick-me-up, and if you're just not a dick for 6 seconds, it can make their whole day, actually.
Yeah, dude, seriously, it's wild. Like, when I was being trained, this guy that I was training me, he didn't know who I was, like, or anything, and he was just like, oh, I gotta train this guy. And then we started talking about, like, the job, and then we went on to, like, personal subjects, like, how long have you been here, and like, what do you do for fun or whatever, because we sat there for 4 hours doing nothing. So that was fun, and we talked for a long time. I don't know, it seemed to make his day a little bit better. Like, he seemed happier.
Yeah.
And he and I are cool now.
On the down low, all cool like.
We're all on the down, we're also cool and whatnot, as the white boys say.
Cool and the whatnot.
The cool and whatnots.
Sound Canadian.
Thank you. I've.
Gotcha.
Is there anything interesting that's happened at work recently? Like like you were nice to somebody. Anything to add? I guess.
I had a work moment the other day that I was like, this might be worth sharing, and then I can't remember. So
Oh yeah.
that's where that's at.
Oh, something that could really pick somebody's day up. Also, I'm
Yeah.
focusing more on like emotional stuff. I've noticed. But something that can pick somebody's day up is if you know something they're into and you start talking to them about it. It's happened to me. People talk to me about like stuff I'm into, and it picks me right up. Like if I'm having a dump day in the dumps.
Day in the dumps.
The dumpy days. Yeah, it's really cool. The brain is a wild thing.
It is, and it's interesting and kind of awesome. Also.
It is kind of awesome. It's also kind of what all we are. We're a brain in a meat suit.
kind of are.
Yeah, we're just a big old robot. What you were saying earlier about like cleaning up just around you, if you start doing that, eventually it'll just become habit. If you do it like once a week or something, you just pick up your room, make sure everything's nice and tidy, you'll be very happy.
Oh yeah, and it's good because that like you being happy will just subconsciously go out and make other people happy.
Yeah,
And that just
exactly.
makes the whole world better.
Yeah. Also, something that's good for people is change. Like, moving your room around every once in a while. You don't have the ability because your room's in a weird position. But
True.
if you move your room around, something different, change it up a bit, it'll trick your brain into being like, I've done something. It'll also just be like, you've done something. Like, you're productive.
Yeah. But also, you'll get into a rhythm and you'll be more open to change just generally.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are intolerant to change completely.
Mm-hmm.
And being not so makes it so you're
especially if you're like a
more
teenager
useful.
and you do that at random. Like, I did it when we were going to school together. I just changed my room around a bunch. You know that. You came over and literally every week it was different.
This is different.
Yeah, no. And you always commented on it too, and it was really cool. Because I like people noticing that it's different. If somebody talks about something you've done, it makes you feel better. But a lot of people are just like, don't expect any like praise or whatever, but that shit makes you feel so good.
It does, because
it's not
you don't
even
expect
bad.
it. And yeah.
Positive reinforcement has been like it is it's known, like it's been studied. Positive reinforcement makes you want to do it more. So that's cool.
That'll help you get sustain that habit.
Exactly.
Too.
God,
sometimes just one nice comment launches just a whole campaign of just awesomeness.
Yeah, exactly. And then you have a good conversation. Like, I remember every time I move my room around, or I put stuff in different places, or I put like pictures on the wall. Speaking of pictures, I'll get to something later. But I always ask my aunt and uncle to come in and like look at it and be like, "Look what I did! Oh, it's so cool!" And then they were like, "Oh, cool, Jack," because it happens, every fucking week. And some weeks it happened like every other day. Because I like moving stuff around. Because I always like to know how much space I had. It makes it feel bigger if you put it in certain spaces. It's really good.
It is. It is good.
That could also be taken as a sex joke. Haha.
Ha ha. Funny. 69, Anthony.
Haha. 42069.
All that.
Speaking of art on the walls, I've been drawing a lot more.
Have you?
Recent, because I have nothing. I do an outside patrol, inside patrol, outside patrol, and that takes about an hour and a half. And I do that twice a night. So then I have like 6 hours of just sitting there and doing nothing. So I've just been kind of looking at the cameras off and on all the time, and like just drawing, One Piece characters. And because it's characters that I feel like emotionally attached to, it's a lot more fun to do. And it makes me want to do more art.
Interesting.
I know, isn't it? I have noticed that because of like my upbringing, how I never had like like one static home, I guess, until I was 13. The one thing that like I felt I could connect to is One Piece because it never stopped. It just kept going, and that was its biggest thing. And because that was so like it was dependable, it was something I could count on every week. I really just like stuck to it, I guess. And it's really good to have some sort of static being. Like, say you have your parents your whole life. I mean, I didn't, but say, like you've had your parents and your siblings your whole life.
Yeah.
That's good for, like, a person that's growing up. And after a certain age, it's better to have a little bit of change, but something that, like, one static thing makes us as humans just happier and nicer to people. Which is awesome. And I'm sorry, I took the stage.
Took the stage.
Do you have anything to comment on it?
No, but there is a difference, and attaching to characters like that is just it's good, I think, because it provides you like the necessary attachment that you should have growing up.
And that's the same reason that I like to cling on to friends, because I didn't have very many, I guess. So the ones I have now...
Have a million.
Yeah, now I have a lot, but I used to just like have one person that I talked to or hung out with like every weekend or whatever. I went from like having a bunch to having like none to having a bunch again.
Sometimes it happens that way.
Yeah.
It also kind of just depends on your environment too. So.
Exactly. My environment was always changing.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of makes sense that I got some, lost some, got some. It's just kind of part of how a person, lives. What was it? But that and Minecraft. I'm really into Minecraft because of that. Because that was the only game I met people on. And it was the one thing that I played every day. Just a rhythm, I guess. It did not help my schoolwork, but...
No, not even a little bit.
Aside from that.
Minecraft is very anti-schoolwork.
Yes.
Block plus block equals effing math.
You know what? You're not entirely wrong. I'll give you that one. I'll give it to you. Also, Minecraft wasn't the reason I was failing math.
I mean...
It was just because I didn't want to do the homework.
Because Minecraft was more interesting.
Well, it wasn't just Minecraft. Sometimes I just sat there and I edited, or I was recording, or I was just talking, or watching a movie or something.
You were a pro YouTuber even back then.
How dare you? So, in about 10 more minutes, we'll get off this topic. Is there anything you'd like to add to anything?
No, I wish I could remember my work story, but...
What?
Remember the work story?
Wrap up.
Oh.
Oh.
Totally unrelated.
Okay.
But I got this great story the other day from my grandpa. He was just sitting down, and I was like just sitting and listening to him.
Mm-hmm.
He's talking about his old days as a mechanic. And he said back when he was like 22, he was in a mechanic shop, and they had this old, like, short guy. He was a grumpy old man. He had like a big old pipe that he would always be smoking.
Was he Scottish?
Big ones. No, I don't think so.
Well, did he have an accent? Because that would really make the story.
Oh, wouldn't it though? It was yeah. Anyway, so yeah, he's got the big pipe, that big like one that curves down at the bottom, looks like a saxophone type thing.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
So yeah, so a lady comes in one day, and her she's got a window, right, and it's like a hydraulic powered window, like hydraulic press, things on airplanes, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
Very, very powerful, isn't going to stop for anything.
Yes.
So he comes out, and he's, hey, what do you want? What can I help you with, right? And then he sticks his head in the window, and she's like, oh, well, my car wasn't working, and then I did blah, 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 blah. And he's like, well, let me do this thing, right? And then she moves and hits the wrong button, and the window goes up, and the dude just gets his neck like stuck in the window.
God.
and he's like turning blue, and he's like, and his pipe's still going, and he's, and the whole car's just filling with smoke as the lady panics and like hits the gas. So she's driving away while the dude's just like bouncing along in the window, puffing his pipe the whole way. Like, that story killed me. I couldn't stop laughing.
Oh my god! What kind of existence is that? Just living in a window.
It's not good.
Well, actually dying in a window, but
dying, right?
that's a different beast. God damn. I have nothing to top that. Holy shit.
It was so funny, dude.
That is really funny.
Ugh.
God, there was something. Did you hear about the Minecraft update?
No.
Well, so essentially what's going on is it's going to be the cave and mountain update. So the mountains are going to be bigger and like cooler looking, and the caves are going to be way bigger and cooler looking. And they're going to add a bunch of new shit like amethyst, copper, and the copper oxidizes too, so it turns like green or like blue-green.
Ooh,
it's so cool looking. And there's going to be axolotls. There's going to be new types of caves. Like, there's one called the Lush Cave. And it has, like, greenery and everything in it. Which is really exciting.
Interesting.
I'm so excited. It's so good.
I want to see the oxidizing copper. That sounds awesome.
It is. I'll show it to you later. But, there's also some other stuff. Like, there's going to be, mountain goats now. On the mountains.
Really?
Yeah. And there's going to be a new mob. I think it's called the Glow Squid. I think that's what they voted on. It's just a squid that glows, I guess.
Okay.
It's cool. It's a cool mob. I just didn't expect that one to win. And neither did Mojang. There was some other stuff. Fuck, why can't I remember? I'm so excited. Oh yeah, the one I'm really excited about is kind of archaeology. There's archaeological dig sites where you can like take a brush and you can brush away like dirt and like gravel and stuff to get like an artifact.
Really?
And sometimes it's like an emerald block or a diamond block or whatever. And sometimes it's like clay, like parts of a clay pot, so you can like put art on clay pots that are now being added too. So that's really cool.
It is cool.
And I'm going to be playing it on the channel whenever the snapshot comes out.
I want to do the archaeology thing. That sounds like fun.
Yeah, isn't it though?
I'd have to actually buy Minecraft.
On PC, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you could... Oh, yeah, you don't even have anything to play it on butt computer. You're screwed. It's over for you.
Yeah. Yep.
What was it? Oh, so do you want to shift over to the next topic?
Sure.
Okay. So, what some sort of pop culture have you been into recently? That's all.
Dude.
That's the whole question.
America's Got Talent.
Really? I've not watched much recently.
Okay, so I don't really watch. I stopped watching it because I was getting tired of wasting so much of my time.
Yeah.
But the other night I came home and was staying up late, and Emma was watching it, and so I just sat and got sucked into it because it's the semifinals and the finals, and you're like, oh man, who's gonna win? These are the actual people with talent. Et cetera.
These are the people with actual real talent.
Yeah. Well, it is,
Yeah. Of course.
But so started watching, and they've got two. Watched all the way to the finals, and a guy that does spoken word one, which is whatever. That's not really my thing. I know some people are into it, but
yeah,
not my thing. But there was two singer groups, or two singers, I guess, came out. There was a band called Broken Roots.
Okay. And
then a girl from Kazakhstan.
Oh, okay.
Whose name was Danilia Tulashova.
Uh-huh.
And she is a phenomenal singer. She's like kind of like a she's got a very Rihanna type voice.
Mm-hmm.
It's really really good. And Broken Roots is like a mix of country and rock. And their AGT performance in the final was so awesome.
Have we ever heard any country rock? Is that like a
It's not.
popular thing?
It's not. It's kind of newish. I feel like.
Okay.
I mean, if I'm wrong, somebody I'm sure will correct me in the comments or something.
Yeah, maybe. But
Maybe.
fuck, country rock. That doesn't sound like a normal thing, but it doesn't sound like new. It sounds like it would have been something when rock first came out, like after it got like more popular. I feel like they would have done that back then, I guess. But maybe it's just not popular enough.
Maybe.
So it's the underground.
It's good though. There's two of them. One of them was a very rock guy to begin with, and one was a country guy to begin with, and then they just kind of put them together, and it was just really, really good.
Mm-hmm. That's interesting.
They've got covers of. They've got a U2 cover. They've got "Coming in the Air Tonight" and "Wanted Dead or Alive."
Coming in the air tonight, oh Lord. That's the one. I've done it.
You did it.
So, pop culture. So this is kind of an older one, but Bojack Horseman. Me and Delilah recently watched the whole thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she already watched it. This was my first time though, and it's art almost. Not in the sense of like it looks good or the writing is just, it makes you feel, it's like an inside scoop on like depression, I guess. It sends a message. And from what I got out of it, the very end of it is, no matter what you do, eventually you'll never, if you do something bad, you're not going to get out of it. Even if you're famous or whatever, because throughout the whole show, Bojack's done a bunch of bad shit, and in the very end, he finally got like I don't know, canceled, I guess, at the very end of the show. Like,
really?
Cancel culture kind of thing. I don't know what other word to describe it as. But he basically, he was fine throughout the entire show, and then he did some questionable things throughout the show, and at the end he was still okay, and then the very last like few episodes or last season or whatever, he was in, Schitt's Creek. He finally got recognized for all the bad stuff he's done, and it wasn't great. And at the very end, it gives you the message of like depression and drug taking and everything. That's what I got out of it, at least. I mean, it's a good show, and I do say you should watch it. You don't have.
I'm on it.
I don't know if you have Netflix though, so.
Oh no, we just canceled it.
Ah, rip. It's a big rip moment, gotta say.
Yeah, it kind of sucks, but
yeah,
their fault. So.
I don't really like Netflix. That's like the one thing that I could have gotten behind. That and Avatar: The Last Airbender's on there now.
Really?
Have you ever watched that?
Yeah.
The whole thing?
The old one.
Yeah, that's the old Last Airbender.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, there's the movie.
Oh, we don't talk. That doesn't exist. We don't talk about that.
We don't talk about the movie.
No, nobody talks about the movie. The movie is
it was so
not good.
God awful.
Dude, okay, look. I know we don't talk about the movie, but let's talk about the movie for a second.
Well, let's talk about
it. I didn't even watch it, but from the scene that I watched of it from like the Netflix whatever, because when Avatar: The Last Airbender, like the show came, like you got to watch the show. Right after that, the movie got on Netflix, and so during the making of the movie, apparently the show hadn't even ended yet. So
really,
yeah, no, they did not. They did not know what they were doing, and if you look at the CGI, it was in part of the trailer. It was so slow and anticlimactic. I've never been more disappointed by a trailer in literally my entire life.
I mean, that says something.
I've seen some fucking god awful trailers. But there's gonna be this one guy who's like, that was my favorite movie ever!
I don't know. Everyone I've met so far has just been like, no, that's no.
No, I know, but there might be that one guy that was like, I bought the ticket and it was worth it. Maybe just like out of spite. Who knows? I can't see anybody liking that. I'm not gonna. I don't know, man. Is there any movies that you've watched recently, or like shows or anything aside from America's Got Talent?
Talent,
yeah.
That's been about it.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, how about?
I've been trying to cut movies out of my daily existence.
I don't watch movies.
Yeah.
You know that I don't watch movies.
Too much time.
Yeah, it takes a lot of time, but that's not the reason I don't do it. It's just like a lot of movies don't really interest me, and like a lot of shows don't interest me, just in general.
That's where I'm getting at the point with video games too. Like it's just running out of.
I've been rekindling my my love for video games as of recent. After I restarted doing stuff on the channel, I started just playing games more on my own, and I found stuff that I actually really enjoy doing. So I think with video games, it's a case by case basis.
Yeah, it kind of is.
Because with you've never been able to play like a newer game.
True.
You have a 360.
Accurate.
So
well, the last new game I played was what do you call it? That War of Mordor game or whatever.
How old is that?
A few years now.
Yeah, exactly.
It was a good game though. Look here, you cocksucker.
I will not.
I will not.
Gee willikers. There's so much happening just around right now, and the biggest thing that I've noticed is Trump getting COVID and Minecraft.
Yeah. Well, that's basically what's happening.
Yeah. I'm not really looking at a lot of the other stuff, just because it will depress at me.
Press at me.
It would depress at me. I don't know. I really hope Trump gets some sort of idea of COVID. Now that he has it.
Some sort of idea.
Yeah, no, like doing something about it instead of sitting in his office and dying. 'Cause he's super old.
That one.
I don't know. There's so much happening.
There's a lot happening.
Off the politics for me.
I'd like it to stop happening. All of it.
Yeah. Fuck, I'm trying to think. It's so hard to think. I actually had so much to talk about before I got on here, and I was ready. I was set. I'm ready, set, go.
What about work? Stories from work?
Oh, yesterday, I got into work. I just clocked in. I just got there, and I sat down, and I looked over, and my entire screen was starting to turn red, because somebody was trying to get into the salt cage. I'm not going to disclose what the salt cage is, but it's a cage for salt, essentially. No, listen. Listen. Okay. Now, the salt cage is, it's important. And this guy, and my supervisor was just scanning a card that obviously would not have worked on it. And he just kept doing it, and I got a really good reaction time. So I sprinted down, and I asked the worker. I would have been there faster if I didn't ask the worker where it was, because I only knew it on the route. I didn't know from the quickest way to get there from where I was. So, fuck, dude. I got there in 2 minutes, which is really good, apparently. And it's a big old area. But he was just explaining how some people didn't even make it because apparently they just like got on, they clocked in and then they left to get McDonald's and came back. I know, right?
What?
Isn't that wild?
I'm gonna clock into work and then go to McDonald's. What a great idea.
I know. Isn't that fucking just fantastic?
Love it so much. We're champions.
I don't know what kind of fucking asshole. Oh well, that's not my business. But throughout the rest of last night, I 12-hour shift. I had PTSD the whole time because every time somebody goes through a door, and it like opens or whatever, like an emergency exit, they use it to go in and out sometimes to get like stuff for like break or whatever. They go through that door, and then a yellow thing pops up on my screen, and then it just all night I thought he was still there for 12 fucking hours. Isn't that stupid?
It is stupid. I love it.
It's a yearly thing that they do that, but it just so happened to be my shift.
Just so happened to be my shift. Oh, that's awesome.
Oh my god, no, it wasn't.
Oh, but it was. You have no idea.
They have the place where my supervisor left to go to his car. He parked like in the back, and I watched him go through that camera. I was like, "What the fuck is he doing?" And then he left, and then the thing went off, and I was like, "Is he fucking testing me again?" That's why I had PTSD, because I didn't know.
Everything's a test now.
And then after a certain point, nobody opened any doors or anything for the rest of the night, so I just started drawing. So I was no longer in PTSD mode. Scary.
You have so much free time.
I have so much fucking free time.
It's nice.
It's so shitty. I love it. It's awesome. But like it's something that I've always wanted. I've always wanted like a mostly sit down job, just to like see how it is. And you know what? It's fun. I like it because I can work on a hobby. But I don't know, man. It's a little strange. Because I've always worked outside.
Would be. Yeah, I'm done busy, go, go, go.
Mm-hmm, that's correct. And because I'm not doing busy, go, 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 I learned that I walk 7,000 steps every day, which is pretty good.
Really?
I did more than that. I did like 10,000 steps yesterday. Because of the 12-hour shift.
Actually, just shocked that that's it, though.
No, I know, isn't it? I walk around a little bit. I walk up the top floor for HR, and I do bottom floor for HR, and then I do the plant, like the actual, like where all the machines are. And that's pretty much all I walk. I do that twice a day, and then I drive around 4 times. Weekends
go McBeal.
Yeah, go mobile.
Do you get like a golf cart or something?
No, I get an actual car. Yeah,
I trust you to drive.
I know, right? I wouldn't. I'm not that bad of a driver, Mr. 150 million on the freeway.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I bet you could get here in 5 minutes if you started right now.
I could definitely attempt it.
Yeah, have you ever been to Portland?
Yeah.
Have you driven there yourself though?
No.
Okay, so
it's traumatic enough sitting in someone else's vehicle.
Actually, it's a lot less traumatic if you're in your own, and you're the one driving. I learned that because I was in the back of Walker's, like mom's truck with Walker and Noah. When we went during our senior year, and we sat there for 3 hours doing basically nothing but talk, which was fine.
Wow.
But it felt like forever. It felt like 10 million hours, but it's only been like 2.5 to 3. But on my own, I could control it, so it makes you feel like way better. It makes you feel cooler, almost.
Yeah, but still.
No,
long,
seriously
long.
though, it's just a straight
long.
shot. It's not even that bad. After Eugene, you're good.
How about the traffic when you get there?
Well, where I live, there's no traffic.
Oh, you're so lucky.
Well, I mean, there is traffic if I go north,
Uh,
but there's not
Lied to
where
me.
I am. Yes, I did.
So you
lie.
live, yeah. Yeah, so South Portland's just not as bad.
Yeah, exactly. I'm in Clackamas County. I'm not in, like,
What?
Portland.
Clack on my ass.
Clackamas ass!
No.
I'm just trying to fill time.
Are you?
Have you been listening to any new bands?
Besides the ones from AGT? No.
From what?
From the AGT.
AGT?
America's Got Talent?
Oh, what about Mariana's Trench?
Oh, well, yeah, constantly. But they're not new, because I've listened to them in the last 6 seconds.
I've been listening to them a lot. I think... Fuck, I'll actually look at some of my... I'll rate them for you. Let me go find them.
Ooh.
I know. From, like, my best, or my most favorite to my least favorite, I guess.
3 Days Grace has been pretty good, too.
Really? I've been listening to, I've been listening to Mariana's Trench, and fucking... There was another one. There was another good band that I can't find. Maybe it's in here. Old Town Road is...
I played Old Town Road.
Old Town Road is
What?
still good. I've been listening to Ed Sheeran more.
Yeah.
You know the song 99 Problems?
Nope.
I got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. You don't know that song?
No, but that's awesome.
Dude, it's old. It's been around for a long time. I've
Really?
been watching the Black Eyed Peas videos more. They're fucking fantastic. They're the greatest thing ever. Avril Lavigne is somebody that I've been listening to because of you.
Oh, yes, yeah.
I listened to her when I was younger, but you're the one who reignited that flame, I guess.
Reignited the flame.
Yeah, and
But
then
she's pretty good.
so there's a band called Parachute that I'm listening to sometimes. They're really good. The Wombats are really good. Frank Turner's really good. I only wanted to get to the Frank Turner part. So I've been listening to Frank Turner for, I don't know, like a week now, and his album Be Nicer or Be More Nice or something. It's very good. Wait, hold on. Yeah, Be More Kind is the name. So anybody that's listened this far into it, you should go check out Frank Turner. Be More Kind. It's a fucking masterpiece, at least to me.
It sounds pretty good.
Yeah, you're gonna have to listen to it after this podcast.
With this public endorsement of yours,
Yes,
it must be good.
there's a lot of people that I listen to. I listen to a lot of music. That's basically what I do instead of watching TV.
Yeah, me too.
I just kind of lay
It's
back.
just easier
and
because you
listen.
can put it in the background. And,
Yeah, exactly, and you can fucking jam out while not even really paying much attention to it.
yep.
Music is such like a universal language too. It doesn't matter what actual language you're singing it in. You know,
Yeah.
like you can feel the beat and the rhythm and the tones. Language in general
100%.
is so fucking magical.
Magic.
Because if you listen to, like, even if you don't speak their language and you have no idea what they're saying, you know you can kind of understand what they're saying in the sense of, like, their tone.
That's true.
And it's really cool.
It is cool. It's actually awesome.
Humans are so cool. Like, different cultures, they're fucking magical. They're absolutely great.
I love cultures, but you know that, so.
Yeah. We both love cultures, Jordan. You need to...
Sure.
It's not all about you.
Well, oh, I see. Cough, cough,
Fucking A.
spit. Gag, choke.
Yeah,
Gag,
die, choke. So, is there anything else you'd like to add to this podcast? Because we've got like a minute until we hit. Oh no, we're at 40. Never mind.
Are we?
Yeah.
Cool. People should comment. I mean, that's still a thing.
Yeah. You guys, anybody
You should
that...
tell us who their favorite band is.
Ooh, and we'll listen to it and we'll talk about it.
Yeah. What have you guys been listening to?
Yeah.
Land Lovers.
Land lovers. I've actually decided to call them the Goddess Grand Fleet.
Goddess Grand Fleet.
Yeah, Goddess Grand Fleet, because, you know, Goddess epithet and pirate stuff.
I see.
A Grand Fleet is also just a badass term. Because it's
Kind of is.
it's just a big old fleet of ships and a lot of people on them.
I wonder where that random just like Discord came from. Discord role.
Oh yeah.
Just happened to notice it and was just like, hey, where'd this come from?
Yeah, it changed a little bit.
Is Jack doing a fan fiction? I don't know.
I'm doing a fan fiction for all my Discord members. Speaking of Discord, you guys should join.
It's a great idea.
Well, if they have Discord, you guys should join. And just at me, and then maybe I'll talk to you.
Join anyway.
I don't really care. Well, I mean, I do care. I don't know where I was going with that. I had something in mind, but then it disappeared off into the distance somewhere.
You care, but you don't care.
I care, but I don't care.
That's the most caring anyone can be. 7 votes for Jack.
Thank you. For best man.
For best man, 30-30.
30-30. Ooh, good year.
30-30. Is it?
No.
It better be, now that you said it. Swear, if it's a bad year, I'm going to slap you because it's your fault.
Oh, fuck, you're right. 10 more years. I'll be 30.
Well, in 30-30, you'll be 30.
I'll be 30. Dude, that's wild.
Triple the third.
You'll be 29.
Delilah
will also be 29.
That'll be a time.
Oh, that you have no idea.
Time of our lives.
I've seen Into the Future, and I saw that a few things. I've seen that 30-30 is going to be a good year, and that's one of the futures. If it's not a good year, then I see you slapping me. That's a for sure.
Oh yeah! Wow, well, you were good.
I know.
That would happen. That would definitely happen.
But it's only on the 31st of December of 30-30. There's also 2 more. So...
2 more?
2 more. There's 1 more for 30-30 and 1 for today.
1 for today?
Yeah. So the other one for 30-30 is on the 31st of December 31st. Oh, wait. Fuck. The 31st of December 30-30. You and I will become very big and president.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. And the one for today is the podcast